Starter Pokemon have always been among the most popular Pokemon in existence. They start off as cute little creatures that join the trainer as they start out in a region, and they grow with the trainer as they get stronger, smarter, and encounter tougher opponents. Whether it be Charizard, Blastoise, Venusaur, Greninja, Sceptile, Torterra, or any of the others, starter Pokemon have always been beloved. There have been many starters introduced for players to choose from, but these are the strongest ones among them. Today, we will check out the top 10 starter Pokemon. 10. Trico Sceptile. A nice deviation from the slower, bulkier grass starters of Kanto and Johto, Honen's Trico develops into the speedy Sceptile, assaulting foes with its impressive special attack stat Black when it debuted. All grass moves were indirect, making good use of its best attribute. But now, you'll need to be more careful when selecting techniques, as many of Sceptile's learned moves, like Signature Leaf Blade, are physical in nature. You'll also want to stay alert for physical attacks, which will smash through Sceptile's low defense. Luckily, Sceptile can Mega Evolve into the Grass Dragon Mega Sceptile. This form is even faster and stronger than before, making it a great indirect sweeper, and with its new Lightning Rod ability, it's a superb partner for electric-weak allies in multi-battles. Just watch out for an unfortunate quad weakness to Ice. Although it will need TMs and other tricks to make use of its special attack, Trico remains one of the best forest monsters that proved grass isn't just for defense and healing. 9. Torchic Blaziken. Another Hoenn option, Torchic first morphs into Combusken, then the fierce Blaziken, kicking off a long tradition of firefighting starters. Thankfully, it's a good typing, bearing 4 weaknesses but 5 resistances, including a quad resistance to Bug and a useful rock balance, which fire normally suffers against. Blaziken's stats veer towards attack and special attack, letting it assault foes with both direct and indirect moves, and it bears unique strikes like Sky Uppercut. Mega Blaziken receives an increase to just about every stat, particularly attack, letting you ravage foes with contact moves for incredible damage. It also enjoys the Speed Boost ability, gradually increasing speed to ensure you're able to strike first each turn. 8. Chespin Chestnut. Often ridiculed for its goofy second stage, Quilladin's evolution nonetheless offers fierce power. Chestnut's stats emphasize attack and especially defense, absorbing physical blows with ease. It also learns a healthy variety of attacks while leveling, from stat debuff Leech Slide to HP equalizing Pain Split to the unique Sky Shield move, one of the best attacks in the game. While grass fighting offers an impressive coverage offensively, it's also Chestnut's biggest failing, as the blend bears 6 resistances, but also 6 weaknesses, including a quadruple weakness to flying. This vulnerability, plus a lack of Mega Evolution and alternate abilities, keep it from the top of the list, but Chespin's evolution chart offers a surprisingly strong set of fighters. 7. Froakie Greninja. While it's physically frail, suffering low HP and defense stats, Greninja compensates with sweet special attack and speed, making for another good indirect sweeper. It also has a nice typing, carrying 5 weaknesses but 6 resistances, plus a complete immunity to Psychic. Water Dark also provides a wide coverage on offense and gives you 2 elements to select from when accessing Stab, same type attack bonus moves. Finally, Greninja enjoys several potent ability options, from the default Water Starter Torrent to its unique Battle Bond. This lets your aquatic frog morph into Ash Greninja after defeating a unit in battle. Ash Greninja's stats improve, similar to a Mega Evolution, and its signature Water Shuriken attack increases in power, so it's well worth the effort to upgrade your Agile Amphibian. 6. Fennekin Delphox. Evolving from Delphox and bearing an impressive stat total, Delphox favors speed and special attack like Charizard, but it's also surprisingly competent in special defense. So, if you need a speedy, indirect unit, Serena's Companion is the mammal for you. 5 weaknesses to watch out for on this Fire Psychic blend, but thankfully no quads, and Delphox offers 7 resistances to endure against many elements. Almost all of Delphox's learned and damaging attacks are indirect, making good use of its best stat, and its types provide strong coverage. The less your elements overlap offensively, the more types you can hit for double pain. I'd like to see more ability options for Delphox, as well as a Mega Evolution or Battle Bond form, but for now, it remains one of the best fire starters yet, and we can thank it for breaking the stagnant firefighting trend. 5. Mudkip Swampert. Yet another impressive Generation 3 starter, Mudkip morphs first into Marshtomp, and then the daunting Swampert, bearing a stat total that eclipses even Charizard. Second attribute Ground makes a good partner for water, completely shielding against otherwise super effective electric attacks. In fact, addition to its ground immunity, Swampert resists 4 elements and it's only weak to one type, grass. Unfortunately, it's a quad weakness, but thankfully, grass isn't the most common offensive type. As long as you can avoid nature's power, you're in good shape when tanking hits. Swampert's impressive stats are well-rounded, favoring HP and attack while disfavoring speed, which is usually the least needed stat anyway. And it maintains a useful stab for ground, one of the best offensive types available. Finally, Mega Swampert's evolution increases both defensive stats and skyrockets attack, pummeling foes with its steroid-infused body. Its low speed can now be improved with the Swift Swim ability, which will double your nimbleness during the rain weather condition. Unlike most water Pokémon, Swampert doesn't have to worry about Rain Dance's risk of making Electric Attack Thunder an automatic hit, as its ground element will negate any such attempts. 4. Bulbasaur Venusaur. Classic Grass starter Bulbasaur remains the only option across all games to initially bear a dual element. Thankfully, Poison is one of the best defensive elements in the game, rendering Bulbasaur immune to the Poison status condition, improving the hit rate of Toxic, and providing several resistances. More specifically, it's got 4 weaknesses, but 5 resistances, including a quad shield against its own grass type, making for a good pair. Evolving from Ivysaur, Venusaur is one of the most well-rounded final starter evolutions, slightly favoring special attack and special defense, though its BST is unusually low. Venusaur's proficiency with moves with Toxic and Leech Seed allow it to play a stall game, while its indirect power also lets it hit hard. Mega Venusaur adopts the handy ability Thick Fat, reducing the power of fire and ice used against it, both of which would otherwise be super effective, and increasing its stats all around. Finally, note that Grass trumps the elements of the first 3 gym leaders in Kanto, meaning most trainers consider Bulbasaur Fire Red and Leaf Green's Easy Mode. 3. Piplup Empoleon. Piplup Evolution Empoleon lags in speed, but offers formidable special attack and special defense, and its defense isn't atrocious for a stat that it doesn't focus on. More than that, Empoleon can tank hits like no tomorrow thanks to one of the game's best defensive pairings. The Water-Steel type combination is weak to 3 elements but resists 10, including double barriers to Steel and Ice, plus an immunity to Poison. Even if 2 of this penguin's vulnerabilities are the common fighting and ground types, that's a huge assortment of defenses that force your opponent to scramble to find a chink in your armor. Empoleon admittedly bears a lackluster moveset, but you can compensate with TMs and move tutors, so it's a negligible issue. The hidden ability Defiant would normally be handy, boosting attack 2 stages whenever stat is lowered, but since Empoleon emphasizes indirect moves, you'll likely have a few physical attack options in your limited 4-move set. Even without the best ability options or a Mega Evolution, Sinnoh's Aquatic Piplup offers arguably the best starter typing we've yet encountered. 2. Charmander Charizard. Classic Charmeleon morphs into the imposing Charizard, bearing an impressive BST that orients towards special attack and speed. Flying is a nice second type for Fire, as it renders ground, which Fire would be weak to, useless. In fact, Charizard bears only 3 weaknesses but 6 resistances, including quad resistances to Bug and Grass, as well as its ground immunity. The one glaring issue is a double weakness to Rock, one of the most common offensive types, particularly problematic when facing the entrance hazard Stealth Rock. If you can avoid its Achilles heel, Charizard rewards you with a wealth of attacks and resistances, as well as not 1 but 2 powerful Mega Evolutions. Mega Charizard X trades Flying for Dragon, reducing its Rock weakness and bearing a more balanced stat total. Mega Charizard Y further improves its special attack and speed, becoming a lethal indirect sweeper, and it possesses the awesome Drought ability, automatically summoning a harsh sunlight weather condition, which strengthens fire while weakening water when called to battle. A strong repertoire, but note that Charmander struggles against Kanto's first couple gyms, making it a tough choice for casual fans only interested in completing the story. 1. Popplio Primarina. Reminiscent of Empoleon, Primarina bears a stat spread that lacks in speed but favors special attack and special defense. However, Primarina's traits skew more towards its specialties than any starter evolution. In fact, it bears both the highest special attack and special defense of any starter yet, making it a superb indirect sweeper. Also resembling Empoleon, it wields a formidable type pairing, as Water Fairy resists 6 types, plus an immunity to Dragon, and its 3 weaknesses aren't commonly seen on offensive, especially Poison, granting this graceful ocean dweller plenty of survivability. Primarina puts its best trait to good use, with its wide array of indirect moves learned while leveling, and the Fairy attribute also helps offensively with powerful stab fairy attacks. As great as Empoleon's metal armor functions defensively, Steel's just not a good offensive type, making its stab less useful. While Primarina's overall stats are slightly lower than some of its peers, Alola's Water Companions offers incredible focuses, awesome typing, and strong coverage, making it our best companion yet. Which one is your favorite? Thanks for watching.